in the long run. Like the best way of doing it is the way I'm trying to do it. Finance through a line of credit. That's exactly what I'm trying to do with my bank. That's just how expensive they are. They're a little more expensive than they used to be because they're all made here in America now instead of in China, which I'm okay with being charged a little more for American made products. Yeah, they went up 8. But that's for like not paying any electricity moving forward. So it's going to be good. Well, I don't want to pay completely cash because I owe a lot of money in taxes and stuff. Like I don't owe taxes for any year prior to this year, but for 2020, I owe almost $1 million. Right? And then 2021, I have to pay. So I don't want to exhaust myself, right? Because I just bought the house that was like $450. I only started getting my money right like 2 years ago. So I don't want to like kill myself. Yeah, I'm taxed 50%. So I'm doing that. And then I'll get some money back. But I was thinking today when I also saw my electric bill, I'm in the top tier 3 on my electric bill, right? But I'm like one line over the tier 2, but the cost is ridiculously expensive, right? And I'm here turning my electricity off. Like the only thing in my house running is this and 2 night lights. Everything else in my house is off. And it's so insane to me because I was thinking about it to my assistant. I was like, how the fuck? Yeah, I have LADWP. I'm like, how the fuck do they expect like average everyday people to be able to pay for this like tier? Because they never charge me tier in electricity during other usage times like last year. So I think it's something new they started doing because of what's going on with our infrastructure. And I'm like, it's really shitty that they're charging so much for electricity when the issue isn't the amount that we're using, it's the infrastructures that they haven't maintained, right? So like I can understand water a little bit more because it's actually usage of water, but the electricity makes no sense to me because they haven't built the infrastructures for us all to be able to share equally. And if it's post-pandemic, you're working from home, the mass majority of people are using electronics and working from home more. And if you had to start working from home, you had to use more devices to make your business operate from home. And if you're an average person and you were using the electricity as much as I am, because I'm really not using it that much and I'm a single person paying 2 Gs, what the fuck? How are people supposed to expect to normally live? This is wild to me. Like, I'm just like, whoa. I was like baffled by that today. Like, I'm so blessed, but I'm just like, I don't understand that. Like, I would love to like figure out a way to get involved in my community to where I can like go and like talk about this shit and be like, why aren't we stressing this? Like, why aren't we people who are out of work? Why aren't we paying them to build the infrastructures better? Why aren't we making sure this shit is getting updated? And it's not just because I live in California, because a lot of other places are feeling the same issues. It's the whole of America has not put time into building infrastructures. If you're in a newer community, for sure, right? Unless you've had a mass population expanse. If you're in a newer community, be lucky you haven't had your mass population expanse or your mighty fucking migration of population expanse, right? Because if you're in a new community, I'm telling you, they did not build your grid for a mass movement like that. But thoughts that actually make sense. It's totally true. Do they use a lot of solar generation or wind power? Not LA, but like Palm Springs does, but not immediately Los Angeles, no. That's nice. And move to Texas. Texas is a whole lot of problems too. You know, like there's like I also like, I understand when you're saying move somewhere, like you're just saying it like freely, but like, I'm not an escapist. I'm not going to move away from the areas that are causing me problems because I'm not just going to keep moving to make my life better. I want to invest in my country. I want to invest in my economy. I want to invest in my area, right? I'm blessed. I don't need to run away to make a little more. I'm a single person. I'd rather invest and help fix the problems here. I'm not going to be a part of that situation that just runs to other places because it's going to do nothing for me personally as well. This is why I don't have my business out of a different state to try and get tax breaks. Like, it doesn't make sense. Thank you, Nas. Thank you for the 2 months. As a Texas resident, I can confirm we have a lot of problems. Yeah, I go to Texas quite often, so they have a lot of infrastructure problems as well. AT&T is dropping fiber cables everywhere down here. About time. Mostly because of winter. Overall storage is the best solution of most of the grid issues. Yeah, Phil Lesser. I was looking at I had them quote me for a battery. So like the Tesla battery actually isn't like that the Tesla battery actually isn't that good of a product, right? Because it doesn't really store as much energy. They only recommend batteries for people who have medical support issues or oxygen. The batteries I was looking in today were going to cost about $2,500 more. I need 2 of them. But overall, it would be better for me to just get a generator and have like a generator on gas or something. Have a winter type weather in Texas and see how prepared secure y'all are. You're right. Right. We need a nuclear. Yes. Thank you. Yes, we need a nuclear power plant. We do need a new nuclear power plant. And for some reason in California, we just agreed to close it. Why the fuck are we not using nuclear power? Because stupid elitists in government don't want us to use it. Nuclear power is safe. We know how to fucking control it. And it's so easy and good for us. And I just don't understand why the fuck we can't have nuclear power. It's not very smart. What do you mean? Nuclear power is great. What are you talking about? Nuclear power is great. If you don't think nuclear power is good, then you've never truly talked to a scientist about it. I can tell you. Because of Chernobyl. Chernobyl was years ago, and it was a communist-ruled country, and they didn't operate it the correct way. It's not like that anymore. It's not like that. It's absolutely not like that anymore. An army of engineers fixed a water issue somewhere in 24 hours despite claims it would take $1 billion. U.S. is set to manufacture rental mini nuke plants for third world nations. Oh my God, Phil, that's so crazy. I was just telling somebody that. I was like, why aren't we just giving some of these countries, instead of going in and trying to like help create politics for them and being like, elect this person for us. Why don't we just like give people power? Like, I just don't understand it. Nuclear doesn't even pollute. You know what's up. There we go. How about the scientist Nikola Tesla? I love Tesla. And if you've ever heard me talk, I'll constantly say that Edison was a dick and he ruined a lot of the progressiveness of energy because he was a dick. I hate Nikola Tesla. Or Nikola, not Tesla. Thomas Edison. Ask the people by millions of nuclear waste everywhere what they think of nuclear plants. Yeah, Mr. Viper, that's because of dumb people doing things, right? But no, it's not. Okay. Thank you. Nuclear waste is not a problem. If you think so, then you haven't done any reading. Thank you, MVQQ. Exactly. These are people that are reading into like the dumb, stupid things. Like, you know what's like super ironic? If you guys got off the fucking wheel, like I'm gonna go a little crazy here, and I don't care if like some of you think I'm fucking wackadoodle because this is the truth. If you got off the fucking wheel for 1 second, you would realize what happened. Why all of a sudden is scientists pushing towards nuclear power? Why all of a sudden has the masses of scientific communities come together and say, let's do nuclear because that's going to be the quickest, easiest way right now. We know how to manage it. We know how to deal with the situation. And then all of a sudden, when it starts coming around time to having ballots and all this political information pushed out, do all of a sudden you in New York get commercials about nuclear warfare? And why right before they decide to close a big vote on closing a big nuclear power plant in California, does California start getting commercials about nuclear warfare? You understand that this isn't because there's going to be an actual nuclear bomb dropped on us from another country. You understand that you're on the wheel and it's a tactic that they are using to distill fear in you from seeing the real truth and to keep you on that ever spinning wheel of subordination. And if you don't cause yourself to question these things, if you don't cause yourself to jump off, you're going to get stuck on there forever. I'm telling you. Yeah, scare tactics. I'm like, as soon as I saw those commercials, I only know as much as I do know right about now for nuclear. I mean, I've always loved nuclear before, but I only know so much about current nuclear stuff going on because when I saw that commercial, the first thing I said is, let me question that commercial. No, I haven't, Ricky Bakerst. Each day that passes, I think to myself, maybe Thanos is right. No, one word: fusion. Thank you, Jancy. Fear is how they control. Exactly. Gas and oil is a huge roadblock. Every propaganda you hear about any other source is paid scare tactic by big oil. Mm-hmm. Who sniffed me? God dog, did you want attention? Nuclear is the only viable option to supply the most people with power right now. All other renewable resources cost more than feasible to use regularly. Mm-hmm. Space sprat. I love that. 100%. I love that. I do definitely. It's very ironic to see some of these mines that you use for batteries and everything like that. I think the best thing you can do is to not transition into all of these clean renewable energies, is to teach the population. I forget what it's called. I'm having a blank. What's it called when you want everything and you just like buy a bunch of consumption? I think the best thing you could do for the planet and all these global crises that are happening now is to teach your population the detriment of consumption, especially American culture. Our consumption is insane. I mean, I'm at fault. I'm at fault, and I only woke up 2 years ago, but I'm at fault for a lot of these things. You know, only a year ago, I stopped trying to buy new clothes. Only a year ago, I became aware enough to stop buying new clothes because I just want a new outfit, because consumption is actually one of the worst things, right? Especially in America. So instead of trying to say like, oh, let's all go green, let's bake all these things so we can quickly go green and then throw out all our shit. No, use your car until you run it into the ground. The car I have now is my first nicer car, because my other car was ran into the fucking ground, and the car before that was totaled, right? I don't just get a new car because I feel like it. Run that shit into the ground and then get a green car, you know? Don't just say, oh, I want to go green, I want to go energy saver. No, let's teach people about the consumption issue that's going on. Thank you, Ricky Bakerst, for the hydrate. Wow. Jay Nice, thank you for the prime. What's up? Jacqui Vis BBC, thank you for the sub. Devs 1976, thank you for the 2 months. Thank you, and the nice compliments. Thank you, thank you. No, you say men wear clothes for the year. Women wear clothes for a season. That's not true. That's not true. Maybe the people you hang out with wear clothes for a year that are men, but a lot of men buy clothes constantly, especially me. I live in California. Everyone's fashion forward. They don't. Men do just as much consumption as women. No, men do just as much consumption as women. Like, that women and men are like a lot alike, right? And just because the men you hang out with do things that you do doesn't mean like other men don't do things that you don't do, right? Like there's a lot of men out there that like have huge wardrobes and wear makeup that aren't bisexual or anything like that wear manly makeup. And there's also a bunch of men out there that wear makeup because they like to wear it in a feminine way. There are a ton of men that do things that women do, and there are a ton of women that live how men live. Like this idea that like we're separated a lot in our actions is like super weird, and it's like stop the separation. The only thing women do differently than men is we sit down when we pee, and not all men, a lot of men sit down too, and we have to use tampons and we get taxed more for them. That's literally like, that's it. We all have the same fucking emotions. You guys have body dysmorphia issues just like we have them. You guys have emotions just like we have them, but you just haven't voiced them as much. But everything going on in society shows us that we're a lot like each other. It's wild. Yeah.